right in there, that's the ridge that's higher up.
Oh, you can see it's gouged.
We tested out the brakes on the road, and every revolution of the rotor, squeak, squeak, squeak. So we know it's a rotor that's out of warp from the heat. So that's why we got a new rotor. I think the pads are okay, but you know, if you wanted to change pads, that's good too. But there is a burn spot on the rotor. It's a high spot. I'll show you that once you take this all apart. Well, there's the caliper. 2 bolts at the back. That's Torx, isn't it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. T45.
Oh, okay. Show the camera the T45, what it looks like. Okay, there. Okay. Good to go. 2 bolts at the back. Those little rubbers off. The light in the way?
No.
Got a piece of wire up there that's going to hold up the caliper so it doesn't just dangle.
Keeps the line from being stressed.
Now we got to take the bracket off. Do you remember what size that is?
18.
The bracket. Do you want to flip the rotor around so I can show where the burn mark is on the back side?
There's the front.
Right in there, that's the ridge that's higher up. We're just getting the grease off it because that's how it's packed from manufacturer, so it doesn't rust. Then put a few wheel bolts on it to hold it nice and tight so it's not flopping around. Want to wire wheel the bracket, make it nice and smooth on the inside, but we did that already. So taking the grease out of the pins, and we're re-greasing the pins. Those pins have to slide just right. Now sometimes they're seized in there, so you have to pull them out and wire wheel them and then get them nice and smooth. See, the rubbers are going to hold a little bit of grease because there's little notches in the rubber. And then you put the pins, turn them a few times, and you're going to have, right here, you're going to have grease coming on the threads. You want to wipe that off. See that little bit poking out? You want to wipe that off. Your finger, you should just be able to push this. See how it's running smooth?
Right.
See how it's running real smooth? Undo the brake reservoir cap, and he's just going to push it in just a little bit. That should be enough. And at the same time, you're going to see this rise a little bit. See it? A little bit of brake fluid went squirting out. Okay, we can put the cap back on, and after it's all put back together, make sure you pump up the brakes before you leave in the garage, because you won't have brakes on there until you pump them up. just lining up the pins and screw them in. Once you line the first pin to the threads, the second one should be easy. But it's the first one that you have to fiddle around with. Well, I got the 2 pins in. Now he's just putting that little anti-rattle clip back in. Now we're putting the tire back on. And then we'll tighten it, torque the tire. Just pumping up the tires now to get it hard on the foot pedal. Now we're going to take it for a little test spin. We'll try it at 30 kilometers. See if that squeak is still there. Roads are slushy today. No more squeak.
Nothing. I'll let these people go ahead.
We're in a Chinook right now. We came from 34 below to 0. Okay, we're going down a hill now. Put on the brakes a little bit. No more squeaking. Is it pulling to one side at all? No. Oh, we got to push the piston in a little bit for the space of it.